Hello and welcome to another episode of Let Loose with Moose. Today I have Temmy with me. Hi Temmy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. What about you?
I'm good, thank you. Maybe we can start with a
Uh,
self-introduction of yourself, Temmy.
well, I'm still the regular team they know on Twitter actually, but then my full names are Olayinka Ahmed Tokwe, and then people know me as only one Timmy on Twitter. So I'm basically a DeFi educator and also a content writer. And then my only aim in crypto is to like onboard as many people as possible.
Nice, nice. That's a really nice goal that what you're doing right now, right? And maybe you could elaborate a little bit more on how you got into crypto.
Um, I got into crypto in the year 2019, yeah, via a friend of mine. He introduced me to one to cloud mining. Yeah, I don't know if you have heard of cloud mining before. I used to do that, and then I use Thanos. I've forgotten of that platform actually. It's like a Python coding tool which is mobile friendly. So we use that to automate our mining. We mine Bitcoin
Oh, nice.
and Ethereum and Dogecoin every second. But then it's at a minimal um rate actually. So it's just like a token. It's not even up to 2 cents. So we just mine that daily, and then from there I developed the interest in cryptocurrency. I saw that cryptocurrency is actually something that even though you have so much money at hand, then no one is going to literally know that you are actually so rich, like you carrying the fiat money around. So I decided to like dive into the rabbit hole, and then I found myself in the DeFi world. But I came on Twitter, which I met so many guys. I came on Twitter last year actually, and then that was where my DeFi journey literally began. So I can tell you, last year was like a remarkable year for me in decentralized finance. So that's just a little about me actually.
Nice. So like what happened to all the Bitcoin and Ethereum that you and your friends mine? Did you end up like selling them
Ah,
too early at that time?
actually, the whole thing aren't up to $5 when I actually I mined for more than a year. So then I discovered that there is more to cryptocurrency than this. Then I discovered that there are so many opportunities in the cryptocurrency space. So I decided to like even explore different opportunities by like jobs, like investing in cryptocurrency by flipping gems. Yeah, I caught the Shiba Inu season. Then I was around during that time. I bought Shiba Inu, I bought Feg, I bought all, but I didn't really know how to manage them because I don't have the basic knowledge or the proper knowledge of what DeFi entails and
Mm-hmm.
what this whole space entails. So I lost of yeah, I tried airdrops as well. Yeah, I forgot to say that. I tried airdrops as well, and
Ah.
I lost most of my funds then actually because I don't know so much about it. So I was just like trying to gamble like which one will make me quick money than you
Mm-hmm.
understand. So it was last year, 2022. Yeah, it was last year. I decided that I want to like change my ways. Then I decided to like pay for an academy. I paid for an academy, which is Nirvana Academy. It's based here in Nigeria. So then I moved on from the academy. I went online, YouTube, to check YouTube channels of like DeFi Daddy, DeFi Dad, um, this guy, Whiteboard Crypto, yeah,
Ah,
Coin
nice.
Buru, and so many other interesting guys. I also used Steven, yeah, the calculator guy. Is
Ah,
my
Steven,
best
yeah.
friend on YouTube. Yeah. I use
Tammy, I'm
yeah,
sorry. We lost you for a bit. I
yeah.
couldn't hear
So
you
that's just
after the part where you mentioned Steven, calculator guy. We lost you for a bit. Could you repeat that part again?
All right. I said I also met Barry Fried as well on Twitter. Barry Fried, and then DeFi Edge, and Ignas. So I make friends with them. You know, in this space, you have to build your connection so well with people that are of like mind, so you can actually know more. So I built my connection around people of like minds, and then ever since I've been gaining so much insight about the whole thing decentralized finance entails, and I've been happy so far.
Nice, nice. Thank you so much for sharing. So interesting to always hear how people got started into crypto. Do you remember like what was the first DeFi project that you used?
Actually, the first DeFi project I lost was Kick X token. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure they are still in existence. Actually, Do you know about Kick X?
No, I do not. What chain was it? Like BNB?
Um, they have their own chain. Actually, I think they have their own chain because I lost their airdrop then. So ever
Ah,
since, I've not even checked about them. I think they have their own chain, but then the first token I bought on was on Binance Smart Chain. Yeah, I bought Feg. Yeah, Feg was my first token. Yeah, Feg.
mm-hmm.
Feg. Yeah, Feg was the first one. You know, I mined Dogecoin before, but the one I bought with my money now was Feg. Feg token. Yeah, the first version of Feg.
Nice, nice. Interesting, interesting. And what made
Yeah.
you decide to get into writing threads? Like I know you mentioned you want to have one bot, but like what was the turning point that made you decide like, okay, I want to start a Twitter account. I'm gonna publish so much content every day, every week about DeFi and crypto.
Um, Talking about what motivated me. Actually, I wasn't the one that decided to onboard myself to Twitter or like start putting out threads and all. It was actually a friend of mine from the same academy which I onboarded myself into. The person, her name is Paulita. Yeah, she was the lady that actually told me that at least I know a little about this space, and then she felt like instead of me wasting my knowledge and then just being a knowledgeable broke man or something like that. So she was like, why can't I just go to Twitter and then start showcasing my talent on Twitter, even though it's asking questions from people and answering them back, or even putting out content on Twitter. So ever since I took that advice into my heart, and then I decided that okay, fine. It was actually everything I was saying that is like just January last year. I decided to like make a turnaround in my DeFi journey. So I took advice, and then I created the account, and I saw that putting out content and educating people about this space give you more exposure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So how was actually what kept me going till date actually, because I know that the more I put out quality content, the more I actually connect with people worldwide. So, and the more I actually gain exposure, both um in my portfolio and personally, because you cannot expect someone providing value and not seeing something in return. You understand what I'm saying, actually? So, so that is a bit about how I started this Dredo journey.
Nice. Thank you so much for sharing. And like, how did you get to where you are now compared to when you first started? Um, so like, I remember you said you joined the academy and then like you look through a lot of YouTube videos. So like, how did you actually gain all this knowledge to get to where you are right now?
Well, I will say it's self-discipline actually, because there is nobody that can actually motivate me to do what I'm not interested in doing. Yeah, people
Uh-huh.
can actually give me so much advice. Yeah, but then it depends on me now taking that advice, yielding to whatever they ask me to do. So I would say it's self motivation and me taking responsibility of everything that might have gone wrong. Because remember, I told you that before I decided to like start the proper DeFi journey on Twitter and all, I've lost so much in the space, and then I actually felt like that was the end of my crypto journey and all. But when this lady spiked that and hunger in me to like seek for more knowledge and also pour out knowledge to people that are not as knowledgeable as I am. So that alone gave me the motivation to like keep moving. And then how was how I got to where I am today. So I will just wrap it up by saying it's just self motivation, self discipline, and me taking responsibilities of everything. Actually,
Nice. No, the way you speak about all this reminds me of our friend Howell.
yeah,
Yeah, he's always going on about such stuff as well. Like take action, like less talking, more doing kind of stuff like that. Really nice to hear that from you as well.
exactly,
And like
exactly.
how much time do you put into all this research and all to get to where you
Ah,
are now?
to be honest, actually, though I'm still a university student actually, but that time I started cryptocurrency, I put in at least I put 20 hours daily because a friend of mine went ahead tracking the amount of time I spent on Twitter and he saw that I spent an average of 16 hours daily on Twitter,
Wow.
just reading content, replying content, and I'm not even putting out any content. I was not even putting out any content then because I don't even know so much about DeFi then. So I was just reading content and then I, before I even check my time, it will have been like midnight or something, and I'm still cool with what I'm even doing. I'm not feeling any sense of remorse in going to bed or something. At times I stay overnight just to get that research done because for any content you put out on Twitter, you have to be sure of it so you
Yeah.
won't mislead people. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So I put in as much as 16 hours daily in DeFi research actually.
Nice. All right, and let's move on a little bit on what do you consider is your best source of information when you do research?
Um that's I actually use I would categorize them into three actually. I use tools, yeah, and I use people, and I also use Twitter. I'm not
Sorry,
going to put Twitter as a tool. Can you hear
sorry,
me?
what was the second one?
Yeah, people. The
Okay,
people I build connections with, you understand? The community, I help me just say community now.
all right.
So I use tool, community, and Twitter. I'm not going to categorize Twitter as a tool because Twitter is more of a social media platform, but it's more of a tool to the crypto guy. So I use Twitter to fetch the first class update at first, but I get more early updates from my friends actually.
Okay.
So or community like Fungi Alpha community,
Mm-hmm.
um so many communities actually out there. I also DeFi Dojo,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And then tool, talking about tools, I use DeFi Llama, I use Crypto Slate, I use CoinDix to find youth farming projects at times. Then I also use token terminal. Yeah, there are so many tools actually, but those
Mm-hmm.
are the few ones I can actually mention. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I answered the question correctly.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And that brings me to the next question of what is your investing framework?
All right, all right. My investment framework is the first thing is I actually learned something from my mentor. I am the thing is for every for every project I'm trying to invest in, it serves a purpose. You understand? So I look at it that this is me trying to invest my money here. This is my hard earned money. So for me to try to invest in a project, I need to know the purpose of that project, the
Mm-hmm.
utility of that project. For
Yep.
instance, when I first started, I invested in FEG, though I didn't know the utility of FEG, but I know for sure that I'm following narrative. But when I started following my proper investment framework, I found a life in by investing in Ethereum coin, Ether, because looking at the purpose of Ethereum is so wide and it's so big that even without Ethereum, I'm sure there might be nothing called decentralized finance because Ethereum brought about smart contracts. So that alone is a use case for you to even invest long term in this project because I
Mm-hmm.
was not able to catch the the Bitcoin rally. So I have to like move to a chain similar. So I saw a future in Ethereum, and Ethereum use case is very, very unique. Then I switched over by actually doing research. Okay, this is the purpose of this token, and I checked the tokenomics. I saw that the tokenomics is very much important. As an investor, if you don't know tokenomics, if you don't understand tokenomics, then I feel you have to rethink your investment strategy. And then, if anyone might be listening to this podcast, and might be like, "How can I know more about tokenomics?" Then I would employ you to like go through my Twitter account actually, because I have written some series of threads on tokenomics, which I will still make an ultimate thread for that series. So I'm trying to find out new topics on how to make sure that people become intelligent investors by evaluating projects via tokenomics. So then I also do research on the community this project is being built on. Because you can't expect them to buy a project which the community are not even like happy about. So Ethereum communities, even though Vitalik Buterin is not active, the community alone are actively supporting Ethereum projects, even without the presence of the dev. And looking at the devs, because another thing I do is I look at the dev psychology. What do I mean? Look at the history of Luna, that project created by Dokwon. Luna is actually a very, very good project, and it's more of a lab rat though. But the only thing that made Luna to crash was the psychology of the dev, the founder, which was Dokwon. He's not someone that listens to correction. Look at Vitalik Buterin. He's always optimistic about his project and he always takes advice from people. He doesn't say, okay, I'm the man, I'm the commander here. I have the right to come to like talk about my projects, give you guys the whole thing. He seeks advice from individuals, investors, and then communities. So, but looking at Dokwan, you see that he doesn't take such. He's not someone that's actually taking suggestions from people. Looking at his Twitter physically, you would know that this guy is not someone that actually is worth your money. So if you invest your money in Luna, then you should know that you're just trying to gamble. But looking at Vitalik Buterin, you see that okay, this guy is actually cool. Is everything about him is just Ethereum. It's all about building Ethereum, scaling Ethereum, and making Ethereum better. So I also look at that. Then I also look at the purpose or the roadmap of the project now. So looking at the roadmap of Ethereum, you know for sure that Ethereum have a very bright future. No cap for that. So it has a very bright future, and then the dev is actually intact in developing it, to make it a better um blockchain for everyone. So to wrap it up now, I look at the purpose of the project, then I evaluate the project by doing research on the tokenomics as well. I also do my I don't really do technical analysis because I find that useless when trying to invest long term in a project. Yeah, because TA is just following chart patterns, which chart patterns are following macros, fundamentals. So actually, for you to like follow technical analysis very well, especially cryptocurrency is a very unpredictable market. So many analysts, technical analysts, have predicted that Luna will hit $1,000 by this year. But where is Luna now? It's nowhere to be found. So, but then if you have done a proper fundamental analysis on Luna, you will understand that Luna is not going anywhere because of the dev. So That is exactly why I don't use technical analysis in my research. I just use it to trade at times, which I don't really trade now. I just put out content and then invest my money in projects for long term. So that is basically all I do. So to wrap it up now, to make everyone understand it, I check the purpose of the project, I evaluate it by tokenomics, I check the psychology of the founder, I check the community, and I check the roadmap for proper investment because this is my money, my hard-earned money. So I have to like put my money where I believe this is a financial advice for myself. I'm not taking advice from any influencer or anybody. I take advice based on my own research. So I think I've answered your question like that.
Yes, yes. I was wanting to say, not so sure about the TA side. Some people might disagree. Some people do think that TA works. Like, some people who do like they're full-time traders, some who use the skill of TA merged together with the fundamental analysis to try and help them get a better entry. But majority, I do agree with you. Not so sure about if the TA guys talk about Luna going to 1,000 though. Did they? And yeah, I wanted to actually summarize your points, but you already did that, so thank you for doing that for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're welcome.
Right. And so you mentioned a lot about fundamentals and all, and I think you mostly give examples for chains. So what about like the narrative projects? Like for example, now we're looking a lot at LSD. It was like real assets for a while as well. So how do you look at these kind of projects then? Is it the same method that you use?
Yeah, I use the same method, but talking about narratives, I look at how sustainable this narrative will be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't. Yeah, at times you can invest your money in meme coins and you can actually see a very huge return. But then that is actually gambling. But talking about yeah, everybody can say Bitcoin started from a shitcoin actually, but then we are now in a modern age, which people can create as many shitcoin as possible, and then they can rogue people as possible. So as many times as possible. So before looking at a narrative or before trying to invest my money in a narrative, I look at how sustainable it is going to be. Looking at AI narrative, I invest my money in that for midterm, but LSDs I invest in midterm as well. But the real world assets is what I'm looking forward to invest my money long term for. Real world assets, then projects that are actually taking Bitcoin and Ethereum as reserve, more like this LSD-Fi, BRC20 and all
Mm-hmm.
different um token standards coming under Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I look into those projects. But LSDs, I'm still finding it hard to put LSDs as a long-term holding for myself because I look at it as a monopolistic narrative actually. But then I still find my way around it. Well, so I follow the same pattern, but most importantly, I look at how sustainable it's going to be. AI narrative should actually should be sustainable till the end of this year and maybe beyond actually. So I can't predict that. So those are the simple ways I look at narrative before investing.
Yeah, actually, I do remember the AI narrative was a little bit earlier this year as well. There were a few AI project related coins that were doing pretty well for a little while and it kind of died down and then now AI is like back again, but I'm not so sure if the same coins are back again.
Yeah, I forgot to mention GameFi, to mention the
Uh-huh.
Web3 gaming because the Web3 gaming actually it has a very good narrative to look into because that gaming aspect of Web3 is going to bring massive adoption into the space. So I forgot to mention that actually, and that is a very sustainable something that you can if you find a very good project in, you can actually invest long term in that narrative.
Do you think GameFi is picking up anytime soon, or is it like too early for its time right now?
I think gamify is coming back, but I personally feel it won't be coming back as maybe not necessarily as play to learn to earn or something. But game but 3 gaming is coming back. It's coming back strong and better because so many projects has been used as lab rats. So developers, most of the developers now are trying to like develop new games and new UI UX for everybody to actually understand and enjoy themselves in Web3.
Are there any examples of like GameFi projects that you're looking at right now that you think that you're kind of bullish on?
Um, this is not a financial advice actually, but I've
Yes.
I've been looking into decimated for a while now. Decimated games, yeah. The project, their game, it looks more, it looks more realistic, like Mayhem or COD, something like that. So I feel people might start looking into it in years to come. I don't know. It's not a financial advice. I'm still doing my own research on it to make sure that I understand the basics of this project and how it works before putting my money in it. Actually,
Mm-hmm. So can I expect a thread on that when you have done enough research?
yeah, sure, sure. I can actually put out a trade on that once
Nice.
I've done my research.
I'm sure your followers will be interested in looking into this as well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually,
right? And you mentioned a point earlier about how you can't predict whether a certain trend will do well or not. But that brings me to my next question of what are your thoughts about the markets for the rest of the year?
talking about my thoughts about the markets now. Well, I feel for us to enjoy the proper bullish trade we are looking for, then I feel we might be looking in towards 2024, yeah, which might start fully after the Bitcoin halving, which usually occur every time because you know
Mhm,
once Bitcoin halving is gone, Bitcoin tends to like hit a new all-time high. So I feel from now to the end of the year, we might just be seeing some ups and downs. Like so many guys will make so much more money with this opportunity because chaos is a ladder actually. So for every opportunity you are given, there's always a way around it to make money. So depends on how you are looking at it. The future belongs to the people that are optimistic. So if you're optimistic about the future, you're going to make so much money. Even though, no, fine. I can tell you for a fact that I've made this bear market is literally the best market I've ever experienced in my entire crypto life because I've made so much in this bear market than the other bear market because I now discover that me looking at the crypto world in a pessimistic manner won't fetch me the value and money I'm looking for. So I decided to look into it in an optimistic way. So, and ever since I've been optimistic about this space, I've been connecting with so many people and I've been making so much, at least for now.
right. So like I do agree. Like, have you seen like this picture? I'm not sure if I can describe it accurately. Of like they do mention about the halving, the Bitcoin halving, and then after that it slowly trends up afterwards. So I think that's kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, at least let me say yes actually because anything after the Bitcoin halving, you might be experiencing some bullish trends actually. But from now till the end of the year, actually, we might see some green candles. Yeah, we haven't experienced some green candles ever since. But then it's not really consistent like I'm predicting for.
So kind of
after the
like
Bitcoin halving event.
sideways for now, in your opinion.
For now, actually, we might experience some green candles, like I said, but it might not be as consistent as what I'm looking towards in 2024. Actually, so I hope you get
Hmm.
that point.
Yeah. So like accumulate. 2023 is the year of accumulating.
2023 is more of a year of for building oneself. Actually, for building your portfolio, for re-strategizing your way in crypto, because most of the projects that will make people generational wealth next year are available this year. So it depends on how active you are in the space. So for you to spot those projects,
Hmm.
so you have to be active. I have to know how to balance your portfolio as actually you don't over diversify your funds, and you also look into quality projects, not just gamble and run projects like that.
Right. Right. Okay. And I want to actually ask, what are you most bullish on right now?
I'm bullish on the future of DeFi actually.
I mean, we
I'm
all
most
are
bullish on the future of.
definitely everyone in this space is bullish on the future of DeFi. I'm very sure of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, could you be a little bit specific on that? Like any particular sector of DeFi, or any projects that you are bullish on right now? Like maybe you feel that they're undervalued right now. Maybe it's like an upcoming launch. What are you bullish on? Let us hear about that.
Well, I um again, this is not a financial advice actually, but I'm bullish on the AI narrative. I'm bullish on the Web3 gaming narrative. I'm bullish on LSDFi. I'm bullish on GambleFi. Yeah, GambleFi, which encompasses projects like WinR from Just Bet, and well, that's yeah. I'm also bullish on tokenized votes projects like Factor DAO. Yeah, that is actually a very good project. I'm also bullish on account abstraction. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I'm bullish on account abstraction projects, and I'm also bullish on ZK projects. Yeah, any project encompassing ZK, I'm bullish on them actually. So then, to be specific now about projects, I think um Chromatica is undervalued. I think Chromatica is undervalued because the utility is bringing to the space is bringing the gasless fees and fellow. Um, you can actually read more about their fellow on my timeline actually. So it's
Okay.
bringing so many utilities. Fellow, Chromatica. Then I'm still bullish on
Ah, okay.
WinR, because the dev is actively promoting his project, actively coming up on there, giving updates about his project. I'm also bullish on Ethereum, which everyone should actually be bullish on actually.
I'm very sure
So
everyone
those are
is.
the three.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So those are the three projects I'm actually bullish on.
Nice. There's actually quite a few projects that you mentioned, quite a few sectors as well.
Yeah, yeah, and the few sectors, the AI narrative, the ZK narrative, the Web3 gaming narrative, and I'm also looking into GambleFi. Yeah, GambleFi is a very good way of onboarding at least gamblers into the space actually.
I, I I think everyone in this space is kind of a gambler in a sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of, yeah, we're kind of, but
Yeah,
actually,
we're
yeah,
out here making it's about making the smarter bets versus the maybe not so smart bets.
yeah, exactly.
And I've actually come pretty close to the end of the segment now, man. Like we're gonna dive into my favorite part of getting to know more about yourself, more than the crypto side of you. But before we get into that, do you have any other topics about crypto that you want to touch on that we have not yet touched on?
I don't have at all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I have one,
Yeah, go ahead, man.
especially decentralized finance. No, for now, I feel like we are all looking for massive adoption in decentralized finance,
Mm-hmm.
but then the user experience projects are giving layman, or let me say noobs now, is not really enticing, is not fascinating enough. So I feel this should be a call to action to developers out there. They should always like make their project have a very good UI UX experience, very good one. Because for instance, I don't want to mention any project's name now. There are so many complex projects here that people tend to like shy away, and then those projects actually very good. But when you go to their platform, especially Dexys actually, so when you go to their platform, you tend to like shy away from it because you're even scared of putting your money because you don't even understand what is being written on your screen. So I feel developers should try to improve their UI UX. Then I forgot to also mention the perpetual trading platforms as well. Like Vela. Yeah, Vela is a very, very good project. I'm bullish on Vela actually. I'm bullish on Vela. Vela is a very good one. So that is just few things I feel we neglected actually.
Ah, nice, nice. All right. So, oh, I just thought about something. Have you been using like ZK recently or previously, I say, for like kind of yeah, just experience? Have you tried it?
I've not been using ZK now, but I'm using account abstraction platforms. I've been using account abstraction platforms, and of recent I used Planar Wallet. Yeah, Planar Wallet is actually a very good one. I tried it yesterday, and I was able to send money not necessarily via my um public address, but via my domain name.
Oh,
So only
okay.
one Temmy.play now. So, but for you to send money via that domain name, you need to have a planar wallet as well. So, and also I discovered that account abstraction has so many utilities in it that people are yet to even touch. If you want to know more about account abstraction, I feel you can actually go through my friend's post at the DeFi Saint. Yeah,
Ah, okay.
he talks about account abstraction most times. So because yesterday I found out that on Planar Wallet I can literally send money from I can send my money out without necessarily using the native token as a gas fee. I can use any token in my wallet as a gas fee, which is incredible. I must say. So I feel there are so many utilities on account abstraction that we are yet to even utilize. And then once we discover those utilities, then we're going to like make so much impact in the
Mm-hmm.
financial sector actually.
Yeah, I've actually heard of the Tina wallet, but I've yet to try it myself. So I'm pretty happy to hear that you're enjoying it, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I did hear of the transferring but without paying it in the native gas token thing. I think before it was launched, but like, it wasn't a confirmed thing at that point. So yeah, so I kind of put it at the back of my mind and then kind of forgot about this. Yeah, all right. Thank you for sharing. So
Yeah, you're welcome actually.
I want to ask on the more personal side right now. Like, could you describe your typical day?
Talking about that, you remember I told you I'm a full-time DeFi person. So
Mm-hmm.
my food is I wake up most times 5 a.m.
Wow.
I got that inspiration from 5 a.m. club. actually by
Wow.
Robin Sharma. So, so I'm trying to imitate that. Then after that, I pray. Then after my prayer, I go online on Twitter, check for what's popping. I go to Crypto Panic, read news, and then so after reading news and all, I look at the news that actually interests me the most, and I found and I think might interest my audience as well. So I just try to create a thread about that. So then after that, I still continue reading more about the Web3 space, replying as many crypto OGs as possible on Twitter, chatting with as many crypto OGs as possible on Twitter. Then I read so many contents. I watch YouTube videos daily. I take courses daily as well. A copywriting course actually. So is everything about me. Then I go to bed and I eat. That is all actually.
Man, so your whole day is like filled.
I'm full time into this space.
So it's like wake up, Twitter, eat, and then sleep. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Wait,
wake
didn't?
up, eat. So
Uh-huh.
wake up, pray, eat, Twitter, read books, read journals, read articles, and so many things. So many just fetch informations that can feed me content ideas on Twitter. You understand? So I I do that a lot, and I then I eat and I sleep. So it's not that big because I'm obsessed with decentralized finance space actually. So you don't have to mind my habits.
Wait,
Yeah,
didn't you mention that you were still in university as well? Like, don't you have classes?
yeah. We're actually on holiday. We're on holiday.
Ah, nice. Like summer break.
Yeah, we're on summer break. So I tend to use the whole holiday to focus on my Twitter, to focus on my DeFi space and all.
Nice, nice. And I didn't get the chance to ask you earlier, like, if you don't mind sharing, what are you majoring in?
Okay. Is it in DeFi, right?
No, 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 like in your university. Like, what are you studying?
Yeah. I'm studying mechanical engineering actually.
Ah, nice. But like, are you planning to go to full-time crypto instead after you're done with it?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I did actually have the plan of working as an employee with my degree actually. So I wanted to become an entrepreneur in the engineering
Nice.
space as well. So now that I've found a better option, which is DeFi, so I feel I can still continue my entrepreneurship journey in engineering after schooling. So it's a two-in-one something for me actually. So I'm still online actually. I'm still in
Nice.
line with everything I plan.
That's nice. That's nice. It's really nice. I mean, it's always nice to hear like people wanting to start their own thing. Like at least for me, I enjoy hearing people who want to start their own businesses and stuff. And like I kind of like listen in to their plans and all. Like maybe steal some inspiration and ideas as well sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
And like what are some of your hobbies outside of crypto?
My hobbies outside crypto is watching movies. Yeah, at times I take my time to watch some interesting movies on Netflix, and
Uh,
then I also read books.
Ooh, all right. And I have two questions to follow up then. What kind of movies, like what genre, and as well as what kind of books you enjoy reading?
I watch sci-fi movies and action movies. Yeah, those are the two
Nice.
movies I enjoy watching a lot.
Yeah, me
And I
too,
read
man.
financial books and personal development books actually.
Ooh, nice. Like, are you reading any book right now?
Yeah, I'm currently reading The Psychology of Money. Yeah,
Ooh,
I'm
nice,
currently reading
nice.
that.
I read that
And then
a few 1 year
yeah,
before
good,
ago,
good,
yes.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
actually
currently reading
currently
that.
yeah, I'm currently reading this book called Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke. It's about a poker player teaching us to think about making decisions in life. So it's like quite
Oh,
interesting for me as well.
oh, wow, wow,
But
wow.
but I'm sure you
That's nice
enjoy.
actually.
I'm sure you enjoy reading Psychology of Money, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure of that as well.
Nice. And I just want to ask, like, personally very curious because I don't have any friends from Nigeria, right? How is the crypto scene like in Nigeria? Like you mentioned, you had
Um,
friends like telling you about updates and news as well.
well, to be honest, actually, cryptocurrency have gained so much ground in Nigeria, but it's still lagging because a lot of people in this place now. I don't want to like bring it down to Nigeria alone actually because it's everywhere. It's worldwide actually. Most of the devs now are looking for a cash grab, and then I'm so pained that most of the times influencers put noobs to danger by creating projects with their money and telling these guys to buy it as a test run for to see how far they have gone in the space and all. And they end up rugging these people, which is very bad. So, but basically, Nigeria, um, cryptocurrency is getting to the ears of our federal government actually, and then it's actually a very good thing. But even before that, Nigeria, I think the last time I checked the charts of the people that are more obsessed with crypto and blockchain, it's actually crypto is Nigeria. So it
Oh
was
wow.
last year I checked actually. So I don't know where we are in the charts now, but then I feel it's good. But there is a need for proper education again, which is one of the reasons why from next year I will start traveling down to the um the blockchain events like the DevCon and so many interesting events are happening at Miami, Paris, and all. To make sure that I get in touch physically with these great minds, the likes of the DeFi Edge, the likes of Vitalik Buterin, the likes of all these top OGs like Root to Fi, so many big guys that actually knows a lot about this space, not the ones that are just capping online as influencers and all. You get like that.
Did you get to meet them when you were there at the events?
I'm yet to meet them actually. I'm planning to like start going to events and meet up with these guys from next year actually. Basically
Ah,
from next
okay.
year.
Okay, okay.
I'll be
Nice,
done with school
nice.
by then, so I will have all the time for myself.
That's always a nice thing, man. All right, we are reaching about the 1 hour mark soon. Uh, let's wrap this up soon, right? What is your biggest lesson learned from crypto?
My biggest lesson in cryptocurrency is me learning from my mistakes. And you might want to ask, what are my mistakes? My
Mm-hmm.
mistakes is not taking responsibility of my actions. So I tend to blame people for anything, and then because I depend on people. So now I've taken the responsibility on myself to always do my own research before aping into any project. Always do my own research before doing anything that is pertaining to investing, trading, and all. I don't take advice from influencers. I take advice from myself because I actually take my time to learn more about the space, to know more about these strategies, and I'm still learning more every day about how this whole space work and all. So my biggest mistake is not taking responsibility before, but now I've I have a turnaround, so I'm beginning to like learn from them, and I'm learning from my mistakes and taking full responsibilities of myself. So I think has the little thing I have to chip in for that.
Nice, nice. That's so nice to hear, man. Taking responsibility, taking charge of your own investment decisions, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Is there anything else that you want to add?
There is no not I I don't really have anything to add again, but then I just want everyone to remember that this space, if you want to really make impact and make that money you're looking for, then you should consider um delaying your gratification at times. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you have to decide whether you want to like be famous in a short time and go down the drain forever, or dig into the rabbit hole and then come out with something solid and unique and sustainable as well. Because so many, I see so many people trying to like make generational wealth in 2 days, 3 days of them joining cryptocurrency, or a year of them coming to the space like them, and you don't even know so much about this space. Fine, you might be lucky at times to get your bags filled and all, but there is more to like making money than just you just making the money alone. Because you might actually make so much now and then you don't even know how to manage the funds you have, which is number one reason why I take my financial education seriously. And that is why you might actually hear I told you I'm reading psychology of money, because I know that is one of the books I can actually get financial educations for myself, because it's not enough to make the money. The best thing that could ever happen to anyone is making money and multiplying the money and also sustaining the money. So I think that is actually a good advice for anybody that is seeking to make so much in this space. You have to delay your gratification if you want to really make the most. And then you don't complain about you not making progress when you don't add value to yourself. If you are valuable, people will look for you anywhere in this world, no matter how poor you are. Once you make yourself valuable, people will look for you. So I feel so many guys put money first as their priority in this space, but I feel we should put connecting with people, building value for ourselves, building ourselves, personal development. We should put that first before even trying to like seek for a job or something, because you can actually get a $1 million job interview now and you don't even know how to like um put the whole thing in place. So you might be like, so yeah, I've seen a scenario by a friend of mine. He was trying to make $100K in from a project, and then they gave him the job of a project advisory, and then he ended up doing shitty things for the project, and the project went down the drain. So it's not enough for you to like put yourself out there. It's enough for you to like build yourself, personal self now. Build yourself, work on yourself. People will actually seek for you once you work on yourself, and that money you're looking for will actually come to you without you stressing it at all. So I feel I have the little thing I have to tell everyone listening to this podcast right now.
Damn, that turned into a whole pep talk, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. I have one last question for you, right? So this is
Yeah.
how I usually wrap this up with the last question. Could you give me some guest nominations for the podcast? Throw some names at me, man.
Well. I feel you need to like interview at the DeFi Saint, and
Okay,
then
I see.
the DeFi Edge as well. The DeFi Edge is a very good personality that I I always admire that man. I admire his art of content on Twitter. Like the way he writes his content is different from how every other person put out
Mm-hmm.
theirs. So he's thinking more like a psychologist, not just a gambler or an investor trying to like make quick money in the space and all. So I feel we need to like invite him to this your podcast, and then um Root to Fire as well. Someone I I look up to as well. Root to Fire is a very good personality as well. I learn from him secretly, and publicly as well on his Twitter. I learned because at times he doesn't even know I learned from him actually because we rarely chat, we rarely chat. So, but then I've learned so much from him than he could ever imagine. And then Ignas, DeFi Ignas as well.
Okay.
DeFi Ignas is a very, very good friend of mine, and I've learned so much from him as well. So to wrap it up now, I mentioned the DeFi Saints,
Yep.
DeFi Edge, Rootify, and DeFi Ignas. So
Yeah.
those are the four personalities I feel you need to like question, and I even need to listen to their experience in this space actually.
Yeah, I would love to as well. Those are really big names that you just threw out, man.
Yeah.
Yes, but I will try. I will try to get them on. Though I can't guarantee you, but I will guarantee you that I try my best. All right. And with
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, with that, thank you so much for joining the pod. Thank you to our audience for listening to this as well. I will link Tammy's profiles down below. Right. Thank you. Bye bye.